Hello there everybody, it is Tegan here again today. This is a very exciting reading vlog. This is a book that I have been anticipating for like 3.5 years. I can't even believe I'm holding this book in my hands, to be completely honest, because it's so crazy to me. But that is Again But Better by Christine Riccio, aka Pullin' Bananas Books, aka one of the first booktube channels I ever watched, somebody that got me into watching booktube, somebody that inspired me to create my own booktube channel. I love this human so much, and I genuinely cannot believe I am finally holding this book in my hands. I have been watching Christine's writing vlogs for like 3.5 years. I think was when she posted her first one. I think it was at the beginning of 2016, so it's been like 3.5 years, and I have been watching them as soon as they come out for the last 3.5 years, and it's been really super exciting to be able to follow her along on this journey, from her talking about I'm finally starting this book to her writing it and then going through the first draft and editing it and doing all of the publishing, to the book finally being out and all of the announcements about it, the cover art, the synopsis, all of the little hints that she dropped away. I have been eating it all up, and I have been so excited for this book. This is Christine's first ever novel, and I have finally started it. This book is about a girl named Shane who she's pretty alone. She doesn't have very many friends. She's never been in a relationship. She's in college and she feels like she's been doing the entire college experience wrong, and so she decides to kind of give herself a second chance and do a semester abroad in London. And she's been studying pre-med back where she's from in America, but when she goes to London, she decides to do a creative writing major instead. It's so good so far. I'm like 70-ish pages into it, 72 pages into it so far, and I am loving it. I love the story so far. I love where it's going. I relate to the main character literally so much. Like, she is one of the most relatable protagonist to me that I could possibly imagine. I'm just like so like giddy and like so happy. I'm gonna continue reading it tonight, and I've got tomorrow off and I will be reading it tomorrow as well. But I am so very excited to continue on reading it. Okay, I have pretty much just reached the middle of this story. I am on page 187 and I have hit the definite middle part. I have really enjoyed what I've read so far. I have really loved seeing the growth between all of those characters and all of their different personalities, because they all have very different personalities. Also, I can tell this is a book that Christine has written. Watching her for as long as I have, I've definitely noticed all of her little like interests, obviously, and she talks about books and movies and TV shows, so I know all of her favorites. Reading through this book, it's been really fun picking up on all of that, because there are a lot of fandom references in this book. Me and Christine have very similar tastes in TV shows and books and movies and such, and music, and so I've been loving all of the Harry Potter and Mortal Instruments and music and Lost references, and just all of these references thrown in throughout this story, especially the Harry Potter ones. It's just like it's been so fun to see, and I'm really enjoying where the story is going. One thing I want to say is one of the main characters' names is Babe, and there's times where like Shane will be saying like, babe, are you gonna do this, or something like that, and my mind just automatically goes to her saying like babe as like a nickname and not the actual name, but like that's her actual name. I'm really enjoying this so far. It's a really fun and cute and quick to get through contemporary read. It is currently 1 a.m. I have work early tomorrow morning, so I'm going to put the book down now, but I'm really excited to pick it back up because I have just reached a part where the story is going to completely change and I'm not prepared and I don't know where it's gonna go from here, but I'm really excited to see. So yeah, I will keep you guys updated the next time that I pick up the book. Okay, hello. I just got home from uni and there was a package here for me and I'm pretty sure I know what it is. Basically, I ordered Again But Better off of Booktopia, which is an Australian book website, and I did that because they said that the shipping was only going to be like a few days. I was like, okay, I can wait that long. And then when I put through the payment, they said they weren't going to be getting any copies in until June 5th. And that's when I went into Dimmicks and got the other copy in the store. However, I forgot to cancel this one and then they sent it out. So I think this is my second copy of Again But Better. Oops. We're about to find out. I'm gonna open this. Yep. That's exciting. They're literally the same exact copy. Cool. I now own 2 copies of this book. Why am I... It's not even the end of the book that made me cry, it's the acknowledgements. Oh. Well, there we go. Christine Riccio's debut novel. I finished it. Okay. I just finished Again But Better by Christine Riccio, which is her debut novel, and I'm very happy. I do want to go through a few non-spoilery things just in case there are people still watching this that haven't read this book yet, and then after that I will be going into more spoilery content, but I will let you know when to leave. I really enjoyed this book. The overall storyline I absolutely adored. Going into this, was not expecting it to take the turn that it took. I thought that this was going to be a full contemporary novel. I really loved Shane. Obviously she was definitely based off of Christine, which Christine let us know that. She told us that this was based on her real life experiences, and you could definitely tell, especially as I've been watching her videos for so long, I could definitely tell that this was based off of her. And the relationship between her and Pilot, it made my heart so happy, and I relate to Shane on so many levels. It's crazy. I relate to her on so many levels, especially in the first half of this novel. And it was also really fun because I'm going to Europe at the end of the year, so getting to read all about her experiences there was really nice. I will say I could definitely tell that this was a debut novel. The writing at points definitely was not the best, and I'm not going to sit here and say that this is the best book ever written, because it's not, but it was a really fun and happy novel, and I had a really fun time reading it. And honestly, that's all that really matters, is that I enjoyed reading it. I really enjoyed the storyline. I was always keen to go back and pick it up. I'm gonna give this book a 4.25 out of 5 stars. It made me really happy. I really enjoyed reading this book. It was really incredible finally getting to read the debut novel from Christine, especially after watching her writing vlogs for so long, because with something like this where I got to see it be born, I got to see the beginning of the writing process all the way through to the book being published and me finally getting to read it, it really made it that much more special. And I don't know if I'll ever get that experience again reading that book, because not very many people do that, especially after watching her for so long. So it was really, really special getting to witness that whole process with this book. And I know that wasn't a very long non-spoilery section, but I'm going to move on to spoilers now, just because there are a few things that I want to talk about. So leave if you have not read this book yet. Okay, so I was not expecting this book to have the turn. I thought that this was just going to be a full contemporary. I was not expecting this to have magical aspects to it. I mean, with the title Again But Better, okay, I didn't know it would literally be a literal interpretation of doing the entire thing again. There was one line in the book that I just really, really want to mention because it made me laugh so much. And it's not even a funny line, it's just like the way it was written. So there's this cliche, right, that's in a ton of books where the main character is doing something that's maybe anxiety ridden for her, or it's a scary point or something, and they'll say, I let go of the breath I didn't even realize I had been holding. That line, if you look for it, I had somebody point it out to me, and now I notice it in like every single book that I read. But Christine wrote in here, I expel the giant breath I've been very aware of holding for the past 30 seconds. And it just made me laugh so much. It's the complete opposite. Like, I don't know if Christine did that on purpose or not. She's like, this line is in so many books, I'm gonna do the complete opposite and say that she's definitely known that she's been holding it. But I loved it. It made me laugh. In the first part of this book, we only really got to know Shane. We got to know like Babe and Pilot a little bit, but we really only got to know Shane, and I really enjoyed seeing that on its flip side in the 2017 part, in the second half of this book, where we really got to know especially Pilot a lot better, and we got to know some of the gritty details on like Babe and stuff. I do really wish that Christine had elaborated more on Atticus and Sarah, just because they were kind of just there. We didn't really get to know them very well. I would have really, really loved to have more information, especially on Atticus, because his character really interested me, like him going to the plays, and like I understand why he couldn't be with them all the time, because he was going to the plays every night pretty much, but I would have really enjoyed getting to see more of his character throughout this novel. I also really enjoyed how different sounding 2011 Shane was and 2017 Shane was. 2011 Shane was definitely a lot more younger sounding. You could definitely tell that she didn't have very much experience through reading this book. But 2017 Shane, so much more confident in herself. Obviously, she knew who she was a lot more, and you really got to see her character progression between the two times. But also, Christine did an amazing job at making, even though they were redoing the same things over again, she did a really good job of not making it sound repetitive. It really felt like I was reading a new thing, which was really, really cool getting to see. I also really, really love seeing the relationship between Shane and Pilot grow throughout the second part of this book. I don't know if you can see that, but I had a lot more sticky tabs in the last half of this book because there were so many parts where I was just like, oh my god, that's so cute, I love that so much, it's so cute. Whenever something would happen between them, like when they were making the moves between each other, or when they were playing Angry Birds again, or when Pilot went to get the cards again. And there was just so many parts where it was just so cute getting to read them and getting to watch them grow to love each other again, because they had been apart for so long. I was honestly very terrified that we were going to get to the end of this book and they were going to press the button and it was going to change back into 2011, because I mean, that is a different way that Christine could have gone. She could have said, well, they got to experience this, but they really have to go back and live their normal lives again and try and figure it out that way. But she didn't. She let them live through that 2011 to now, and I really enjoyed that. I felt like that was something that the characters would want to do, especially because they have grown so much throughout this second study abroad. Like getting to see Shane get the article in the magazine, and getting to see Pilot continue on with his music, and getting to see Shane write her novel, and then at the end we find out that she's written two, and getting to see them experience all of these things that they thought they were missing out on, and that they took a different path and went down away from these things that they were really passionate about. Getting to see them actually get to experience their dreams was really, really cool, and I really loved that portion of this book. I think one more thing that I want to mention before I finish this video is that I absolutely adored all of the fandom references throughout this novel. I love so many of the same things that Christine loves. Lost is one of my favorite TV shows. Obviously Harry Potter is one of my favorite things in the world. They mentioned how Lamppost was there always, and like Taylor Swift, and every time a fandom reference came up, it just made my heart so happy. And I can see how a lot of people wouldn't like that because there's so many of them in this novel, but I really, really enjoyed seeing all of that. It made my heart really, really happy. I think that's about all I'm going to say on this novel. I really, really enjoyed it, and although it wasn't the best written novel that I have ever read in my entire life, it was really, really fun to read, and I had a really good time reading it. I loved the storyline of this novel. I loved a lot of the characters. Obviously, there were some things that I had some issues with, like Shane lying to her parents, some of the characters not getting the spotlight they deserved. The writing was a bit off at points, but overall, this book was really, really fun to read, and it's one that I would read again, and I'm very proud of Christine for coming out with this and finally getting her first novel out into the world. She genuinely deserves all of the success that she's getting off of this novel. I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, a YouTuber has written a book, like, oh, it's gonna be so awful. But she's a booktuber, it's different. It makes me mad when people say that, because yes, YouTubers can write books, but Christine is also a booktuber. She dedicates her life to talking about books. She reads so many books. It's her passion to write. That's what she's always wanted. And so saying, oh, she's a YouTuber, it's like, no, this isn't a YouTuber book. This is a book written by a genuine author, and I'm very proud of Christine for coming out with it, and I'm so very happy that I finally got the chance to read it. I'm gonna end this video here. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of Again But Better by Christine Riccio. I would absolutely love to discuss this novel with you. You can give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I would really, really appreciate that. And you can also hit that subscribe button down below if you would like to be notified when I post more videos. And yeah, that's gonna be about it for this video today. I'm Tegan, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!